In this video, we're going to be taking the general form of conic sections and converting them into their standard form. So let's start off with our first example. We're going to have 9x squared plus 4y squared minus 18x plus 16y minus 11 is equal to 0. Your first step is to group your x terms and your y terms together. Now you can factor your coefficients. You can make room to complete the square here. So we're going to take 1/2 of the b's and square them. Now you're going to factor these. After this, we're going to make this side equal to 1. We'll do this by dividing both sides by 36. And that will equal to 1. And that's over 4. This is y plus 2 squared over 9 equal to 1. Our center is 1, -2. And we know that our major axis will be vertical because 9 is greater than 4. And that is the larger denominator. So that means that this is your a squared. A squared always has to be greater than b squared. And a is equal to 3, b is equal to 2. So for our next example, we're going to do 4x squared plus 9y squared minus 16x plus 36y plus 4 is equal to 0. Now we can group these after we group our x and y terms together. So now you can factor after this, you can complete the square. That's going to equal to 4. Now for 4 as well, that's going to equal to 4. So this is going to be x minus 2 squared, and this is going to be y plus 2 squared. On the right-hand side, you also have to add. So this is going to be 4 times 4 because when you added this, you not only added it on the outside, but you added it on the inside. And that inside is multiplied by 4. Same for 9 times 4. This is equal to -4 plus 16 plus 36. That's equal to 48. Now, you can divide both sides by 48. That will equal 1. And this is your result. Your center is 2, -2. For your third example, you're going to have 16x squared plus 25y squared plus 64x minus 50y minus 161 is equal to 0. So you're first going to group. Now you're going to factor. So you can take out a 16. And here you can take out a 25. After this, you can complete the square. And for -2, so you can add those back. So you can factor these. And this can also be factored as 1 minus 1 squared. And this side you have to add. So this is going to be 16 times 1. And this is going to be 25 times 1. If you sum that side, it's equal to 250. So we have this. We have to divide both sides by 250. And this side is going to equal to x plus 2 squared, 250 over 16 plus y minus 1 squared over 10 is equal to 1. And we can see our center is -2, 1. So we can see that a pattern that we've had with our ellipses is we always have to pay attention to our two terms that are squared. So when you have an ellipse, your answer, or something that will indicate you have an ellipse by looking at your general form, is you have your two squared terms. They are going to be both positive and they're going to have different coefficients. Because they have the same sign we see here and they have different coefficients, that's how we know it's an ellipse, even if we didn't complete the square, but you still have to show you completed the square. Now let's move on to working on parabolas. Let's say we have x squared minus 6x plus 8y plus 5 is equal to 0. We want to isolate the x terms. So you're going to have x squared minus 6x is equal to the right-hand side. You're going to complete the square for x. You are only going to complete the square when you have something that is squared, because that's what makes it a square. You can't complete the square for y because it's linear. So we have 6. And we have a blank here. So we have 6 over 2 squared is equal to 9. Now after this, you can factor. And you can factor the right-hand side as well. We can take out a -8, and you would do 4 divided by 8, which is equal to 1/2. Now we have our final standard form. X minus 3 squared is equal to -8, y minus 1/2. So that is our 4p. Now, let's do another example. let's say we have y squared plus 6y minus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. We want to isolate the y terms. So you're going to add 4x and subtract 5. Add 4x, subtract 5. So you're going to have y squared plus 6y is equal to 4x minus 5. Now you're going to complete the square. So we're going to move that over there. 6 over 2 squared is equal to 3 squared, which is 9. So we're going to add 9 to both sides. Now we're going to factor the left-hand side. That's going to be y plus 3 squared. And this is going to be equal to 4x plus 4. Now over here, we can factor as well on the right-hand side a 4. So now our 4p is visible. And we can see this is going to be a horizontal parabola. Opening right. Because our p is going to be greater than 0. And also we can see that the expression that is y squared is this one, and we can see that it's going to become y squared. Y squared means that it's either pointing this way or this way. In this case, it's pointing to the right, so it's this one, but that's how you know it's horizontal. Here, you had x squared. When you have x squared, just think of your normal parabola that you always use in algebra. So it looks like this, and here, for this question, we had a vertical parabola opening down. This is because our p was less than 0, and that means it was pointing down. And also because we have our x that's squared. Now let's do a third example that has a coefficient. So let's say that we have 2x squared plus 8x minus 3y plus 1 is equal to 0. You're going to isolate the x terms. After this, you're going to factor out a 2. Now what you're going to do is you're going to complete the square for your x. And you're going to factor this. Next, you're going to isolate your squared part. So you're going to divide both sides by 2. You can also write this as x plus 2 squared.